Hi everyone, Kyle here with Black Lion Audio, and today we're discussing one of my favorite features of the Revolution 6x6, and that is its standalone mode functionality. Standalone mode lets you do a lot of cool things with the Revolution 6x6 without being connected to a computer. Sometimes, we're working all day long on our computers and we just want to access our inputs through our monitors or the awesome headphone preamps in the Revolution, and not having to go through the process of turning on your computer, launching a DAW, and going through maybe other programs just to hear your audio is a big benefit. And there's a lot of other cool things that the Revolution 6x6 can do with standalone mode that improves the performance of all the other gear in your studio. So we'll go over all those examples, but first I'll show you how to turn on standalone mode. So the first thing you'll want to do is you're going to want to plug in one of the included USB-C cables to the 5-volt external power source and plug it in. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Now that you have the 5-volt power on, we'll flip the power switch on the back on. And once the unit is on, we'll go ahead and hold down the standalone mode button for a few seconds. And now the unit will flip into standalone mode, and we see we have a solid green illuminated LED to show us that we are indeed in standalone mode. Pressing the standalone mode button again will cycle through your clocking options, and we have sample rates 44.1 through 192 kilohertz that could be used. If those are selected, you will be using the Revolution 6x6 as the primary clock. And we also have BNC and SPDIF options if you would like to clock the Revolution 6x6 to another piece of gear via those connections. So now that we have the unit in standalone mode, we can start discussing the cool things that you can do with it. So the first benefit that I would like to discuss is the ability to monitor all of your inputs through the monitor and headphone outputs of the Revolution 6x6. So once the unit is put in standalone mode, all of your inputs will be sent to the monitor and headphone outputs. So that means it's very easy to listen to your sources. So if you would like to rehearse with some gear that you have plugged into the Revolution 6x6, you can do that without a computer. So let's take a look at a typical example of what that would look like. All right, so just to demonstrate, I've gone ahead and hooked up my synthesizer to the analog inputs of the Revolution 6x6. I've also connected a guitar processor, a Kemper, to the SPDIF inputs and outputs of the Revolution 6x6, and also my mobile device, my phone, to the OTG port. And as you can hear, we're getting audio out of my monitors back there that I have hooked up to the back of the unit as well. So there's our analog inputs as well as our digital inputs are all able to be monitored through our studio monitors or our headphones, which is super handy for rehearsing and just listening without a computer. I have a virtual instrument pulled up on my phone, but you can play audio from a voice memo, from Spotify, from YouTube. Really any audio source from a mobile device can be utilized through the OTG port. So some other things I would like to point out in regards to the functionality of the input monitoring and metering when in standalone mode is that your meters will, by default, meter your digital audio devices. So in my case, my Kemper, you can see our meters are moving, and my phone, we're getting the input meters for that. And if we would like to monitor our analog inputs, we'll go ahead and select the input metering button, and now we're monitoring our analog sources. And the next thing that I would like to call attention to is the ability to make a custom mix between your digital and analog sources with the use of the direct monitoring control. So if we put the direct monitoring control all the way to playback, we'll be getting a full signal of our digital devices. And if we set it all the way to input, now we're hearing a full signal of our analog inputs. So using the direct monitoring control, we can create a custom mix between our digital and analog sources, which is super handy. So the next few features that we'll discuss in regards to the Revolution 6x6's standalone mode functionality really shed light on the versatility of this product and its ability to add features and boost performance of existing setups. So let's say that you buy the Revolution 6x6 to use as your mobile interface, or maybe you're mainly using it for its OTG functions to stream to socials with high quality audio, but you have a bigger studio setup in your main room, or maybe you're going to a bigger studio or a friend's place and you want to utilize the Revolution 6x6. There's a few ways that we can do that. And the first way that we can do that is to send two high quality audio channels to another audio interface that has a SPDIF input by utilizing our SPDIF output. So another change in audio routing that occurs when standalone mode is enabled is that analog channels 1 and 2 are now sent to SPDIF outputs 1 and 2 respectively, meaning that we can make use of the Revolution's high quality preamps and analog to digital conversion through the SPDIF output and send that to another interface that can take a SPDIF input. So to do that, you'll just take a SPDIF cable, connect it to the SPDIF output of the Revolution, and connect the other end to the SPDIF input of another interface, and these analog audio channels will be converted to digital and sent down this one channel. So that allows you to add two channels to another interface very simply. And which brings me to my next point, which is clocking. So the next feature we'll discuss is using the Revolution 6x6 as a primary word clock to sync all of your other digital audio devices in your studio too. The macro MMC word clock in the Revolution 6x6 is a patented technology that we've worked on for a long time, and it resulted into a very high performing word clock that's worth the price of the Revolution 6x6 alone. So I'm using this in my own studio to clock all of my other interfaces too, and all of my other gear too. And it's a great experience. It really improves the sound. So to do that, we'll put the unit in standalone mode, and we'll take a BNC word clock cable, and we'll connect the word clock cable to the word clock output of the Revolution 6x6. And we'll connect the other end to the word clock input of our other device. Now, once your BNC cable is connected, the Revolution 6x6 will be sending sample rate data selected by pressing the standalone mode button to cycle through what you want. Whatever sample rate is selected here, the Revolution will be set to and your word clock will be set to. We can see we have a white external lit on the Apollo showing us that they are indeed in sync. You can connect multiple devices to the Revolution 6x6 by using T-connectors. We will have more information on clocking coming soon, but be sure to check out our YouTube page if you're watching this in the future to find some more information on that. So that's a quick overview of using the Revolution 6x6 as a primary clock to sync other devices to. So now let's go on to the last feature that we'll be discussing today, which is definitely not the least and maybe my favorite. So the last feature we'll discuss is one that's really exciting to me and one that I haven't really seen on much other products, is the ability of the Revolution 6x6 to send all of its audio out of the OTG1 port, which makes it compatible with Instagram and Facebook live streaming and any other social app that takes mono audio, which most do. So if you've ever tried to stream from your phone and plug in another audio interface, you'll only get one input and you won't get the rest because those applications aren't set up to take stereo audio or anything like that. So the way that we've gotten around it is we've made all of the inputs, the analog inputs, as well as the digital inputs, we put all that audio down OTG out 1, so it's all going into the phone where those applications are looking for audio. So that means you can hop on Instagram Live and you can get all of the audio through here. So you can have a guitar processor like the Kemper hooked up to the SPDIF inputs and a talkback microphone in your analog input 1, and you can stream to socials with great sounding audio. And to do that, we'll just take the included USB-C cable, plug it into the OTG port of the unit, and plug the other end to our phone. To demonstrate, I'm in a Facebook live stream right now and I'm just using the camera audio, so this is what that sounds like. I'll go ahead and connect the Revolution 6x6 to my phone. So now my phone is connected to the Revolution 6x6 and I'm using it to send the audio directly from this microphone and the Kemper to my Facebook live stream, and this is what that sounds like. So as you can hear, there's a pretty big difference, and it's super handy to be able to do this without a computer. If you're using a phone with a lightning adapter, we do recommend using an OTG specific adapter or cable. We can put that in the description below, and we'll have a lot more information on OTG in another video. But I did want to highlight the fact that the audio is routed out of that OTG output 1 for live streaming to your audience with all of the audio in here. Do note that this will be a mono audio stream because there's no other way to really get the audio into Facebook stereo or Instagram live stereo. So that is one limitation, but do note you can get stereo audio out of the OTG port through other ways of using the device that aren't in standalone mode. So we'll go over those in another video, but I just wanted to show that to you all. So that was an overview of standalone mode on the Revolution 6x6. Very, very versatile unit, a bunch of cool features that I'm excited about. So please let us know if there's anything you have questions on in the comments below, and if there's any other videos you would like to see on us in regards to the Revolution 6x6 or any other Black Lion products, please let us know and we'll get on it. Thanks.